The 21st of February, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua with Rashi.
Okay.
You hear me? Good.
Yes, we can.
Okay. One second. Oops. You can hear me?
Yes.
Good. Okay, great. Let's go. Yisroi. Tetzaveh. So we were in towards the end of Pasuk Dalet. Lou, am I correct?
Yeah, I was in the Rashis, right?
Right.
Tashbetz.
Yeah.
Ashbates. We're looking for where that is. Let's see. There was a long Rashi. We
No,
did.
that was the one which Meir did. Yeah. But here, this was
It's on 379. If you have the same volume I do.
Right, got it. Tashbates of checkered texture. This means as uyin mish bit lenoi, that it was made of settings for decoration. V'ha mish bitzos chem kemin gumos hasuyos bisach shite zahav. The settings are like indentations, which are made in golden ornaments. The moshav kivias avanim tovos umar galios, as a base in which to affix precious stones and pearls. Kamo shene'emar be'avnei ha'ephod mu savbos mish be'tzos zahav. As it says regarding the stones of the ephod, surrounded by golden settings. Blaz, Korin, Oso, chastuns. In Old French, it's called chastuns.
yeah.
Meets nefes.
Yes.
The nefes
Okay.
is.
What is that word? That is, it's like indentations.
I'm sorry. What's indentations?
The word mishpatos.
Mishpatos.
One second, let me just, I just want to check up how I translated it. The old French word anyway. Yeah, castons. Okay, carry on. It's nefes.
mitznefes. Kamin kipas kova. It's like a type of a dome-like hat. Set korin koif.
Koife.
Koife, it's called, which is called koife in Old French. Let's see, my English says we deduce that mitznefes means hat. Shaharei bimakom acher korei lahem migbaos. Because elsewhere,
It calls the same thing midbos. Okay,
right,
and midbos is translated as umatargaminon kovoin.
calls it hats.
But
Uncleus calls it hats.
that is, he calls midbos hats.
Right.
By the way, if you know, in I don't know if there's such a terminology to be used, proper Ivrit, but a hat like a shivish hat, whatever, is called a migba'at.
Oh,
Right. Ume
By the
sar.
way, Rashi, the Mefarshim Madai from here, the Rashi understands there actually the pasuk is referring to the hats worn by the ordinary Kohanim, the Kohen Hedyot. Okay, whereas here, and that's the term used migbat, and over here it uses the term mitznefes. So some Rishonim learn there was a difference between the hat worn by the Kohen Gadol and the hat worn by the Kohen Hedyot. But Rashi, the Madai from here, Rashi says Rashi understands it's the same thing. The hat worn by the Kohen Gadol and the hat worn by the Kohanim Hedyotos was one and the same kind of hat.
oh.
Okay? Therefore, Rashi is able to bring a proof from there, because it says over there, Migbois, right, which was referring to the hats worn by the Kohen Hedyot, is the same thing as mitznefes. So therefore, Rashi can prove that mitznefes means a hat. Some Rishonim learn it means a kind of turban. Okay, let's continue. Va'avnate.
Okay, let's see. Va'avnate. He hagora chagora al hakutones. This is a belt over the kutonis. V'ha'ephod chagora
Agura,
chagora
right?
al ha'me'il, while the ephod is the belt over the me'il.
Right. Was girded around the me'il, on top of the me'il.
Kamo she'matzinu b'seder levishasan, as we find in the order that they were put on. V'yitain alav es hakutones vayach gor oso ba'avnate Vayalefbesh oso es ha-me'il v'yitain alav es ha-ephod. So he put on him the kutonis, and he belted it with the avnate, and
Right.
he dressed him with the ma'il, and he put upon it the ephod.
Right.
Hmm.
In fact, the actual pasuk says, Rashi quoted this pasuk before. Vayachkor oisa b'cheshev ha'ephod. Okay.
Okay, big day Kodesh, holy garments, mitruma ha-mekudeshes lishmi yasu osam. From the offering that has been consecrated for my sake, they shall make them.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. So Rashi runs Big Day Kodesh. He doesn't say begadim kedoshim. Okay. So it doesn't mean the actual the garments were holy. They were garments of Kodesh. So Rashi says that means that the money used to finance the making of these begadim was holy money. It was taken from the money which had been donated for the Mishkan, for all, for whatever purpose, whatever was needed for the holy purposes of the Mishkan. So the money was taken from there. So it didn't have to be specifically dedicated towards making the clothes. That's what Rashi said. Mitruma hamikudeshes lishmi yasu oisa. From the nations which were dedicated to my name, meaning for the sake of the Mishkan, in general, yasu oisam. Therefore, they shall make these garments from the materials acquired with that money. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Let's go on. Meir, pasuk hey.
Hey, okay. Let's see. It says, "V'heim ichu et hazahav v'et hatechelet v'et ha'argaman v'et tolaat hashani v'et chashesh." They took, or they shall take, will take the gold, the blue, the purple, and the scarlet wool, and the linen, hashish. Okay. V'heim, Rashi, v'heim ichu, you shall take. Otam chachmei lev sheyasu habigadim. So the wise of heart, let's see, that they will take the garments. Yikablu min ha-mitnadavim et hazahav et hatechelet. They will accept from the ones who donate, I guess, the gold and the turquoise. La'asot mehem et habigadim. To make the clothes.
From them, from these materials.
Oh, from them, these clothes, these garments.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, let's continue. Now, if you think we had a long Rashi before,
Yeah, this one is long
Lou, we
too.
have a nice long one coming up now.
Boy,
Lou, are you with us?
I'm with you, but maybe I can do half of this and Meir can do the
Yeah,
other.
okay, fine. Let's make a
Yeah,
start.
that's
Okay.
fine.
Vasu es ha'ephod zahav techeles v'argaman. To las shani v'sheshes mashzar maaseh choshev. They shall make the ephod of gold, turquoise wool, and purple wool, scarlet wool, and twisted linen, the work of an artist. Okay, so vasu es ha'ephod, they shall make the ephod. Im basi lefaresh maaseh ha'ephod v'ha'choshen al seder ha'mikraos. If I were to come to explain the manufacture of the ephod and the choshen according to the order of the verses, hare perushan pirakim. We see that their explanation would be
Disjointed.
disjointed. V'yishga hakorei b'teirufan. And the reader would err in combining them.
Right.
L'chach ani kosev ma sehem kimos shehu. Okay, so therefore I am writing first of their manufacture as it is in all of its detail. The man yarutz hakore bo, in order that the reader can run through it. V'achar kach afaresh al seder hamikraos, and afterwards I will explain the fashioning of these garments in the order of the verses. Ha'ephod asu kimin sinar shel nashim rochvos sumim. The ephod was made like an apron worn by women who ride horses. V'chogar oso ma'achorav, and he would gird it from behind him. Neged libo, opposite his heart. The mata me'ati lav, below his elbows. You want to take over?
Okay. Let's see.
Rockbo, it's the third to the last word on the third to the last line on 380.
Okay.
By
Oh,
the way,
Rock.
I forgot to tell you a famous, I wanted to mention it before when we did the other Rashi. There's a famous story that Rashi was very careful that his eyes should not behold anything forbidden.
Hmm.
So on the occasions when he had to go out in the street, he was made sure he would look down and not to be able to be, even though I'm sure in those days the streets were much more kosher than they are today. But anyway, one time it was that he was walking and suddenly he heard very close to him a loud noise of horses. And he looked up and he actually saw a lady on a horse. And it bothered him that he had actually come to such a that he had seen this. It was a non-Jewish lady. And it bothered him that he had witnessed that he'd seen this horse and this lady on the horse. And since particularly here, he was very careful not to see foreign women, let's put it this way. I go upon him, but afterwards he says that's why that Rashi comforted himself, let's call it this way, consoled himself by the fact that he, Minas Shamayim, they showed him this in order that he should understand this, the ephod, because that he actually witnessed to see that this lady was wearing kind of an apron wrapped from behind, meaning that this was like unlike most, like a kitchen apron, which is worn, that they covered in the front, that the women, these noble women who rode on horseback, they would have this apron wrapped from behind in order to protect themselves or to cover themselves from while riding on a horse. Okay. Anyway, so that's what Rashi said. Below his armpits. Okay? If you want to see a picture, I'll show you the picture. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
You see over here, this is where it's
Yep.
this is where it's girded over here.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, by the way, it's a very interesting thing. No matter generally, I mean, put it said in 99% of the cases, when somebody stands up and puts his arms down against his body, then the elbows are corresponding to the waist.
Right. Okay.
So that's what it means over here. Facing aside, lemata me'atzila, below his well, atzila means his armpits, but it means in this sense. That's what I translated. Below his, I'm sorry, atzila means his elbows. Below his elbows. So in other words, I'll show you as I stand up. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Over here. Sorry. Yeah. So if I'm standing here, then you can see me, right? So here are
Right.
my elbows, and they
Uh-huh.
correspond to the waist.
Uh-huh. Right.
Okay, as you can see.
Mm.
That's where this is the waist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so going on, let's see.
Rachava kamidas roichev gaber shel Adam veYosef.
Yoter. Okay.
Means it was the width was like covered the entire back of the person. I'll show you again here like this. Went round like this. Here's the entire back, the front, in other words, the entire back half, and a little bit forward as well. So according to Rashi, it was spread from all the way around, and it went to where my fingers are, like this, till that position, be'erech. And the rest of it was tied. Then the belt was tied. It was tied in front.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Umagia ad akevav. And it would go down to his heels. The hacheshev, the chubar birosho. The cheshev was connected to the top. Oh, okay, the top of the, okay. Let's see. Al Pinei Rachbo, Maaseh Oreg. Okay, so along its width, it was the work of the weaver. Ma'arich lekan ulekan.
It would extend the actual, as I show again, the actual apron went round to about over here. And then the top, you had the belt part, right, which extended from over here and extended further that he could tie the belt over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have a picture.
On the picture here, you see again over here. This is the belt. So it extended from the actual ephod itself. This is where they ended, and then the belt itself extended further and was tied at the front. Doesn't show it so clearly how it's tied. Actually, I think I have a better picture here. Yeah. I'll show these. It's closed. I have a picture somewhere where it has the picture of the Kohen Gadol himself in his entire regalia. Maybe it's over here. Nope. No. Okay, I don't have it here. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, let's see. Kidei lahakif v'lahagur bo. So lahakif, I'm not sure what that is.
Let's see.
Lahagur must be to Hagur is from belt, isn't it?
Right.
Okay.
In order to gird himself, to go round and to gird means to actually tie the two ends together.
Okay. V'haktefot mechubarot b'cheshev. So these were the shoulder straps were attached to the cheshev. Achad leyamin v'achad l'small. One on the right and one on the left.
Here you have them. Here's a good picture. I mean, he's got different opinions, but I'm just going to point the one out. According to Rashi, second, this is the one according to Rashi. Okay. So here you had two shoulder straps like this. One, whereas this was the back of the ephod from his back, and it came out from the back and came forward to the top, to his shoulders at the top. Okay.
Okay, so in parentheses it says, let's see, Meruchakot zu mizu kashiur havdalat ketefayim.
Right, and we're separate one from the other as the width between the shoulders.
Ah, right, okay. Me'achorei hakohen, in the back of the kohen, elishnei kitzot rachbo shel tinar.
Sinar means the apron part. So
Uh-huh.
they were attached to the back of the Kohen on the two Lishnei Ktsois Rochbei Shel Sinar, on the two ends of the width of the apron.
Okay.
When he actually puts them upright, these shoulder straps, they would stand literally on his two shoulders.
Mhm. Okay. V'chein kamin shtei ritzuot, and they were like two bands. Asuyot mimin ha'ephod, made of the type of the ephod. I guess the
It's from the same material.
material.
Right? Aruka is long enough today shio lezokfon etzel tzavoro mikan umikan. Long enough that they would be able to hold them upright next to his neck on either side.
Mhm.
Mikan umikan, from one side and the other.
Okay, v'nikplot lefanav lemata miktefav mi'at. They bend over in the front of him.
Right.
Okay, a little bit, I guess.
Long enough to draw them up to the level of his neck on either side and fold it to the front. Unikpares the front of lamata miksefav ma'at. And fold it to his front a little bit below his shoulders.
Okay.
So they would come forward a little bit over here. This is where
Mhm.
they would end on the two sides. Okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think we're going to stop here.
Okay.
So
Put a
just make a
bookmark.
mark here. But Avnei Hashoyam. That's where we got.
Okay. Very good.
We'll
Will
adjourn
do.
here. Okay?
Thank you,
Very,
Rabbi.
Very good.
Back
Have
my
a
hair.
great day.
okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Okay.